Hey guys, welcome to the stream. I'm just gonna share some places out onto Twitter, and then we'll be good to go. We will be good to go. Let's have a look. A minute, guys. We are just sharing the stream out on Twitter, and then we will be get going. Just give me a moment. And live. Okay. We are good to go. Hello everyone, welcome to the Cities Skylines Build Guide Live. Hope everyone's having a wonderful week. Sorry we missed out on the stream on Tuesday. I need to hook all this back up, don't I? Yeah, sorry we missed out on the stream on Tuesday. We had some personal stuff on, so we weren't able to get live, unfortunately. Asferny99 says hello. Hello, Asferny. How are you, my friend? Hope you're all having a nice week, dude. We're just going to tidy up this Diverging Diamond that we made last episode. Jasif, hey man. Hey, dude. How's it going? It's nice to see you for a live stream. I don't think you've been here before. Well, not for a live stream, anyway. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, last episode we left the Diverging Diamond looking a little bit untidy. So we are going to try and straighten this out today. And work on this roundabout down here as well. We need to sort this whole road network out. It's not the prettiest looking thing at the moment, so we're going to go ahead and fix that up. Guys, feel free to get involved with the detailing as usual. We will be able to make this place look a little bit fancier. So everyone's having a console or PC? I'd be interested to know. Okay, so we've got this hooked up perfectly now. This junction seems to be coping fine. It isn't mega busy. We will probably rework this into a roundabout again, but for right now, with a new Diverging Diamond taking up so much room, we're just going to have to see how things develop. Let's delete all of this, and we'll figure out what we're going to do here, because it's a little up this tram line again. Let's kind of make the tram line kind of factored into this area. So if we bring in, let's bring the tram road down. Havelock Fishing is playing on console. Fair enough, man. We were talking about this last stream, actually. I do have the game on Xbox One, but after maybe 20 minutes of playing it, I have to get back on the PC. I can't play this game without a mouse and keyboard. It is, props to you, my friend, for managing to put up with that. But it's cool, you know, it's cool that the, you know, for a game that is so kind of PC friendly, it's cool that they have ported it to the consoles. You don't get too many city sim games on the consoles, which is a shame. Okay, so I think I'm going to try out this road here. Let's bring him down into just a regular old T-junction. So upgrade these roads here, and then bring him out straight. Just a real simple hookup, and we'll see how the traffic flows through that. I think it's going to be pretty awful. We will probably have to do a little roundabout interchange here. We'll just have to wait and see how it performs. And let's go ahead and kind of hook these tram lines back up. Let me know if you guys are a fan of these elevated tram lines. I don't know if it's a little bit too much. You know, like how often would you see a tram bridge in a kind of a rural suburban area like this? I'm not too sure if it's too common. But anyway, let's kind of make a pathway. Let's delete some of the trees and rocks around here, and see if we can kind of figure out a nice spot where we can place it. Simnation Gaming says, "Hola, overcharged egg." Hello, Simnation Gaming. Hope you are well, my friend. Welcome to the Build Guide Live. We have 6 viewers already. Things are getting more and more popular, which is grand. Okay, how are we going to do this? Let's bring the tram road down and across, I think. Simulation Gaming says, "How is Cumbria doing?" And yes, I do like the elevated tram lines. Okay, well, that's good. At least somebody does. I wasn't sure if they were maybe a little bit silly, but I suppose it look okay. Let's turn on road guideline snapping. And Cumbria today. Cumbria is extremely wet today. We are in the middle of a storm, and it's doing some pretty gnarly damage. We've already had a couple places flood, but you know that's pretty common for around here. Okay, I need to bring this elevation step up. I'll tell you what, this snapping's actually throwing me off guard. Let's turn it all off and we'll kind of wing it. Okay, we at the same elevation step here. One more should do it, okay. And then let's kind of line it up as best we can. We'll bring it up to the highway. In there. Jasif says it's not common here in the US. No, I don't think it's too common anywhere, I don't think. And then Simnation Gaming has followed up with, there is a city in the Midlands that has a tram network. 2 tram lines, but only one of them has elevated tram lines, which are stunning. What city in the Midlands is that? Just out of interest. I'd be interested to know. Go ahead and check it out on Google Earth. Yeah, like, the only tram network I've ever been on is the one that is in Manchester, and it's very much ground level. There's no kind of bridges, or kind of elevated tram lanes like this that do anything too spectacular. Am I in the national park or outside of the national park boundary? I used to live in the national park boundary, and now I'm about 30 seconds outside of the national park boundary. So I live in a place called Kendal. If you, I'm guessing you know the Lake District if you're referring to it as the way you are. Yeah, it's just a little town just outside of the national park. It's very nice. It's very quaint. It's very rural. It's very suburban. It's a nice place. Okay, so I think it does look nice. It creates a really nice like different tiers of road going on here. I would ideally like people to not walk along this bridge as well, but I suppose it's not too much of an issue. And it's Nottingham that has the elevated tram line. Okay, I've never been to Nottingham myself. Okay, let's find out the best way to hook this tram line back in. Okay, first of all, let's just cross the road. Let's get across the divergent diamond so we're totally clear of it, and then we can kind of focus on what we want to. I don't know if just coming at 2 right angles would be too severe here. Let's go for angle on road guideline again. The tram line that is raised goes over the A52 near QMC. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and check that on Google Maps and kind of see how that looks, because I'd be interested to see kind of how another city has implemented something like that. I imagine it's a fairly big feat of civil engineering to have an elevated tram line. And Kendal, the home of the mint cake. Yes, fun fact, I actually hate Kendal mint cake. It tastes as though you are like chewing on toothpaste. It's only a short section, but architecturally stunning. Joseph says curve it. We're thinking like a curve here and then across up there. Let's try that. See what we look like. Let's go for all snapping on for right now. And curve road. I wonder if we can actually, because we have a little bit of dead space here, so we can probably make a little bit of a tram park out of this. Okay, I'm going to leave that road in there for right now. Let's come straight out. And Simulation Gaming says, oh, and of course, Kendall being home of Steve Hogarth of Marillion fame. Yeah, I know, isn't he the jeweler? I'm pretty sure he has like a real famous jewelers around here. I'm pretty sure. How is that slope if we curve up at that angle? Let's try and rework this. So I'm going to turn all snapping off and we're going to go for a freeform tool. Let's go up by very small increments. Java's on about no, the other way. I'm not sure which other way we could curve it. So you're thinking curving it kind of from this side? Is that what you mean? Or maybe over here? Actually, if we come straight out from here, and then bring it up to the road. It looks ridiculous. It doesn't look realistic at all. Let's come out by another smaller increment again. And we can actually hook up there. It's not very straight, is it? Incidentally, I have a Christmas card that is signed by the members of Marillion. That is... so a random fact of the day. How did you manage to come across that Christmas card? Just out of interest. Okay, so we're descending here. And if I... Still a little bit janky. Let's try rebuild this section. Let's knock that back and then have our road guidelines on. Let's bring him down. Snap to the angle as well. Let's bring him out ever so slightly. Is road guidelines on? There it is. Oh, snapping is so annoying sometimes. Let's go for freeform. Okay, let's have a look at that. It was given by a friend of mine who knows Marillion. That's fair enough, and that's a totally legitimate excuse, I suppose. Can't question that. Okay, let's kind of have a look at the other end of this place now. Let's delete this tree in the middle because I know we're going to end up clipping to that. And then we'll bring this guy. Incidentally, another random thing, I have a friend whose brother was married to Kylie Minogue's cousin. That is a claim to fame, if there ever was one. Okay, let's knock this back a little. And then we'll start to bring this guy down. Let's do our usual kind of 5 increment. It's going to give us a nice smooth descent. Okay, now we can rework these 2 stops. Let's get rid of them. And then add them. See, where does this thing touch the ground? So it's right about here. So let's add those guys in and then we'll hook them back up to... Joseph says no from the track. No from the track. You'll have the pass street to curve into the 4 lane. 1 second, man. Let me hook this path up and then we'll have a look at it again. So I used dirt paths over here. Let's come ahead and grab a dirt road to join it with here. Yeah, because I think it still needs a little bit of work the other side of that tram line. It still doesn't look quite right, I think. So we'll head back over there in a minute and have a look at it. Let's bring the path down here and hook up to there. And I don't want to hook up to the diverging diamond roads because I want to try and keep them as free as possible. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually walk. Oh, we got a lamppost coming through. Oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Just pretend he didn't see that. It'll be interesting to see how many people actually choose to walk the tram bridge rather than the roads. We'll have to take a look. Let's come through this little fence that we made up, and we need to kind of rework this little suburb as well. Let's get our snapping back on. So I actually did a bunch of suburban detail in here right before we built the diversion last episode, and now it's all gone. Okay, let's delete that. That's a little weird. So let me guys know what cities, skylines projects you are working on at the moment. Are you on your downtown? Are you maybe trying to follow something from the build guide maybe? Hopefully, that'd be nice. But let me know what it is you're actually working on. We've got some janky fence work going on here as well. Also, Callie Minogue's family are actually Welsh. Her family come from Maestig, and she has relatives in Bluno Festenog. Dude, you can't be throwing Welsh town names at me, man. Welsh towns are crazy. There's actually, I think you've probably seen it. There was a Channel 4 news reporter who like perfectly nailed this weirdly long Welsh name. You can find the clip on YouTube. It's crazy. Go ahead and check it out. It's Google, if you YouTube like Channel 4 Welsh town presenter, it'll probably come up. It has like 23 million views or something silly. But yeah, the Welsh town words are just like, they're not fit for an Englishman. They're not fit for English tongue. Okay, let's get rid of these lamps in here. And I don't think I want any kind of plants within these little kind of mini arenas. I think we'll probably leave them empty. Let's hit play and see how things flow. Okay, so there's most people choosing the road, but there are a couple people heading over the tram bridge. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. If everyone watching try and pronounce that name that Sim Nation has just posted in the live chat, it's crazy. There's if you want to see how it's pronounced, go ahead and YouTube Channel 4 presenter Welsh Town, and you'll see someone pronounce that name like flawlessly. It's golden. Okay, this T-junction is actually coping. No, it's not. A lot of people hugging the right-hand lane. Is there lights here? Yeah, there is. There shouldn't be lights here. Okay, let's turn our traffic light junctions off, and we want them here instead. And is it the same with the other side? Have I messed this up? No, it's right over here. It must just be because we disconnected it when we rebuilt this road. How is that other highway exit doing? We have a couple over here in the toll booth, but there's not actually so many people using it. Got some people complain of no water. You shouldn't be building here. Please leave. Okay. Let's go ahead and clear traffic for a moment, because this is still backing up from the old roundabout system that we had in, so we'll clear it out and see how we look. This is how to say it in English. St. Mary's Church in the hollow with the white hazel near a rapid whirlpool in the Church of St. Ticilio and the Red Cave. That is a very, very specific name for a church. Like, don't you think? That's pretty crazy. I kind of want to make a little bit more fuss out of this T-junction, so we're going to go ahead and grab some nature reserve paths and try and make a little bit of a design out of it. So it's a little more important as you head into Braithwaite, because you have the big town square right at the end of the road. And there's a lot of activity around here, so... Oh, no, don't cancel. What am I doing? There's a lot of activity hanging around. So let's go ahead and place in some of these larger trees. As Finny99 says, when will you start a new series? If you can start from making your own map and build city would be great. We are expecting a new series, most likely. Let's have a think. I would probably say around May the build guide will finish, based on, because right now we're getting 2 episodes out of the build guide a week, and we still have a lot of stuff to build there. You know, we've got airports to do, 2 more universities. Kind of the rest of the downtown, some kind of like countryside, more rural towns as well. So we've still got a fair bit to do in the build guide, so I'd probably say around middle of spring will probably be a new series. Don't hold me to that though. And as for building my own map, I've never actually done that before. I've never used the map editor. But I'm pretty sure I'll get to hand with it, and I think it'd be pretty cool to build my own map. I actually did want to do a series, kind of on a map of where I live, on the Lake District. How many people are using the path right now? Are they all heading down that way? Oh no, they're jumping on the tram bridge. That's good to see. At least it's getting use. Yeah, so kind of building a series. Kind of build in like an actual real life area. But no, that looks horrible. Way too many trees. Yeah, so maybe we can do that at some point, but probably won't be. It'd have to be a modded series. I think if we kind of built an area based off real life rather than kind of a hypothetical fictional city like Bagoosia is. Simulation Gaming says, one thing I'm rather jealous of you northerners is you have a booth supermarkets. There's none near me, sadly. Yeah, the only problem is, man, no one can afford to shop in them because they're so expensive. You guys, I'm guessing... Wait, if you're in... I'm assuming you're in the Midlands. You guys will have Waitrose down there, right? It's kind of your version of Booths. But yeah, Booths is a really nice supermarket. It's just very, very expensive. So not many people actually... kind of choose to eat in there, or shop there rather. Let's grab a rock for this little corner. I'm gonna make a little bit of just tidying up some of the corners that are in and around the tram paths. And I don't think that's looking a lot better. As Phoebe99 says, hopefully we get City Skylines 2 by May. I don't think we will, man. Hopefully we'll have an announcement by then. I don't think we'll be seeing City Skylines 2 until probably December of this year, I imagine. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I think it'll be holiday 2020 when we see City Skylines 2. Which we'll definitely be playing on the channel, by the way, so if you're interested, hang around for that. I have a long time to wait, but yeah, I can't wait to see Skylines 2. It's going to be so much fun. I'm hoping that they don't EA the game and strip out all the DLC stuff and sell it back to us again. I'm hoping they keep it all in and then just make it even better with more expansions in number 2. That'd be grand. Okay, Diverging Diamond looks great from the sky, by the way. Can we all just take a minute to appreciate that? Oh, I haven't hooked the train line back up either. We need to do this too. Let's delete the crossing here. Briggo129 says, hey, Evercharged, love the videos. Correction, overcharged. Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you very much. We have we've got up quite a few subscribers recently, and there's a lot of new people around. Hope you're having a good day, my friend, and welcome to the City Skylines Build Guide Live. We're just doing some detailing at the moment, just tidying up some areas that we failed to, well, not failed, just chose to not tidy up towards the end of last episode, when we worked on our Diverging Diamond interchange. So just going to hook our train lines back up. I'm just coming straight across in a bridge. Oh, you know, I might have to tunnel this. Yeah, we're going to have to tunnel it because the tram line's in the way now. That's fine, no worries. Let's just bring this guy back down to earth. And then we will tunnel him up. Okay, so let's bring it out from the station first of all. Do want a little bit of road before it actually goes underground. So we'll bring him out to about here. And then right there. Just try and sort him out a little bit. We're just working with very close spaces. Should be okay through there now. Wonderful, yes we are. And then we'll bring him up just about here. Knock it back a bit so we can get a nice smooth curve. Wonderful. Let's bring it back to about there. And then hook him up. I don't actually think there's a need for this arm right here because there is no train line connecting these 2 points. So that should be fine. And then these guys should now continue to flow. Wonderful. Very nice. Okay, we've got some full cemeteries over here. Let's do a little bit of city admin and make sure that we're not losing. We're getting a lot of dead people around here because the cemetery's emptying out. That's fine. There's actually a little more room for residential along here. Let's get this filled in. Let's get these guys up. We haven't worked on the downtime for a couple of episodes. We do need to come back here. We've still got a whole bunch of road infrastructure to fill out. We did actually start work on kind of a little mini, although I don't like these 2 buildings here. Let's unzone those. Let's take a little bit of a trim off there, which should give us a nice shape. And we'll have an adjacent one here as well. Yeah, so we started designing a little bit of downtime residential to kind of sit in and amongst the train lines here and also the bypass road. So you can kind of see people driving around. It's all adding to that very nice stacked feel that we want over here. I wonder if there's actually a place in for some elevated walkways across the highway. I think we could probably get on in here. Let's clear out a little bit of tree line. And this path right here isn't going anywhere. So we'll make a nice little footbridge. How about that? How do these look elevated? Yeah, they're not too bad compared to... Yeah, I think we'll go for the city park path for elevation. Okay, so let's kind of line up where we want this place to be on this side first of all. Just going straight down. Let's make sure that we are set to the lowest elevation height. And then let's come out by 3. And then just thinking the best way to build this without making it look ridiculous. And Tropical Content, everybody, is back. Hey Tropical Content, how you doing, buddy? Are you okay? Welcome back to the live stream. It was nice to have you here last time. So I think if we're just building up like this, it's going to look a little bland. So we're going to kind of make a little A little bit of a spiral to just kind of make it look a little bit more fancy. Let's have all our snapping off apart from the grid. And then let's come up by 3, but we'll go curved. And then we'll come out by, let's go to the angle as well. So let's go for everything because I'm going to mess this up if I don't. Okay. And then we should just be able to come straight down and hook into there. I think that's okay. Let's bring the path right up to here. And then we should be able to squeeze, although we'll need snapping off. We'll keep the angle on so we remain completely straight. And then cross over right about here. Trouble Content is doing great. How are you doing? It's actually been a bit of a weird week, dude. We had a bereavement in the family on Tuesday, which was why there was no live stream in the middle of the week. It was one of my girlfriend's relatives that unfortunately had perished. But we are back and ready to go. So yeah, a little bit of a kind of a weird, sad week, if that makes sense. But you know, we're always ready to go again. Let's have our snapping off here. And it's actually going to hook perfectly up and into the corner. Let's go ahead and kind of decorate this place out a little bit. How are we doing for zoning squares here? We're a little bit out. We can maybe squeeze some more in. Let's have a go. I think maybe we can break the grid pattern here. Get some nice layers flowing around. Let's have some stuff up here. Brago says sorry to hear about that. Yeah, man, thank you very much. It's like I said, you know, it wasn't someone I was super close to, but it was someone that my girlfriend was very close to. It was a very close family member of her, kind of like, you know, like a blood relative. It wasn't like, you know, a death no one cares about, like a second cousin or something like that. It was a very dear relative to her, so she's pretty sad this week. And she actually has some friends around right now, which is how I'm managing to squeeze in a live stream. So, but yeah, thanks guys. Thank you for your condolences. I will be sure to let her know that you all said something. She will appreciate that. Okay, let's make a little bit more fuss out of this kind of little river here. Let's get some nice books and rushes in. People using it as well, which is fantastic news to see. So that's just going to save a bunch of car journeys from crossing over the downtown. The downtown is actually really hardcore lagging the PC right now because there's just so many entities moving around. Like the transport hub, like I'm dropping to silly frames here just because of the people that are coming around, which is, you know, good because it's efficient, but bad because I can't look at it. Like, if you look at it from a distance, it's nice, but don't go too close. Okay, so we've got this nice little split interchange here. Let's have a look. I feel like, I don't know how I feel about the end of this downtown area. So it just kind of abruptly finishes at kind of this little bypass road that heads over to the port over there. I don't know if it's just a little bit too like sudden, like almost being hit by a car. Don't know. Right, there was another area I wanted to detail today, but now I can't remember where it was. Where is it at? We've got some people complaining of not enough goods to sell over here. But you guys should be fine. You have good connections. Brago says, what CPU and GPU do you want out of curiosity? I do know. The GPU is a 1070, and I'm think the CPU is an i7. I think. In the description of my old videos, I had my specs in, but I can't remember what they were. But the card is definitely a 1070 with 6 megabytes, 1070, I think. Yeah, I think it was. What was it I wanted to detail? I had something to do, but now I can't remember what it was. Let's kind of have a look over here. So a couple of live streams ago, we started to work on a transition from kind of very dense downtown residential into what will be eventually very dense industrial. You can kind of see that taking shape now with this side profile. We've got factories in here as well, and oh, these guys are struggling for metals. How are we doing in the ore industry? This guy should still be producing. Yeah, so you're still producing. You guys should be fine. Yeah, that's still trotting along. Okay, we'll check those out then. Thanks. Yeah, if you head back to do what we'll do. I'll get them on screen for you right now. We'll have a look at them. Because I'm pretty sure that they are on my Google Drive. So we'll pull them up. Spare me a moment. And you guys can see what my specs are. They are in the descriptions of the old video. Yeah, so it is an i7. It's an i7 770, and the card is 1088 gig. Sorry, the card is. So if you guys are wondering what my PC is, there you go. That's it. You can pause the video there and take a look if you like. And basically, yeah, my 980 i7 frames get bad at Cities this size too. Yeah, unless you're running. I mean, the main thing for Cities Skylines is your RAM. Like, you really want a lot of RAM to be running this game at like high populations. But you know, obviously your graphics card and your processor help out a lot too. Yeah, hopefully maybe they'll optimize Cities Skylines a little better. I think we're going to have this road as an asymmetrical all the way through. Let's go. So I think coming into this big T junction, we'll have more lanes facing that way. And then more lanes facing this way as well. So that should handle the traffic fairly nicely. And we'll get a little, kind of very small amounts of commercial developing along here as well. Feel as though I really want to move the garbage dump as well. I'm actually regretting building the garbage dump here because it's, you know, it taints the ground. It gives it this horrible, nasty dead colour, and it's kind of messing with my downtown vibes a little bit. I do regret putting the garbage dump here. We may move it still. I mean, we've still got like a million tiles to play with, so we can always end up moving it. But I'll do that off camera. I'm not going to force you guys to sit and watch me empty garbage dumps. Okay, so let's kind of have a look how we want this street to look. So there are factories here. We have the food and furniture factory. Maybe we should actually move the food factory. Can we get it in here? We can. Let's bring him right up to here. And then this gives us a little more room to kind of play with. Are you guys going to lose electricity now? Yes, you are. Let's just hook these up temporarily. And we'll delete the police stations and fire stations for right now. We will replace them somewhere. And we'll just hook him into there. Okay, so let's kind of imagine how we want this road to flow. This one doesn't need to be one way, so let's upgrade him back to there. Okay. Let's have some paths flowing through this little woodland. You guys are witnessing the thousands of hours I spend staring at this city, trying to figure out how to detail it so people like my videos. You know, we're, this is it, guys. You're watching work in progress. It's all about very slow expansion. That's the best City Skylines tip I could give, is expand slowly and detail slowly as well. Okay, so a couple of shops along here. And I don't know whether just to make it thick woodland. Is that the answer? It's just to have kind of this no man's land here between the downtown and the industry as just woodland. Is that the answer? I don't know. Let's get some suggestions going in the live comments. What do you think we should do? So we kind of have, so from the bird's eye view, this is our dense industrial port and kind of infrastructure manufacturing section here. And then nice fancy downtown region on the left hand side of the screen. So what are we doing to transition between those two? What should we do? Definitely something I've been learning. My old cities were very boring. Yeah, it definitely comes with playing the game, and like, you just, it's like anything, you get better at the game the more you play it. And then, you know, mods make the game significantly more detailed. But, you know, we're not here to push mods. Let's have a road right by here, actually. I'll hold that up. You've given a lot of design tips that have helped. Yeah, thanks, man. I'm glad they are helping you. That is the whole point of the build guide. And the new Cities Skylines modular build will be up on Sunday as well. We're working on a green commercial park, which actually looks really nice, so don't forget to check that out. It'll be up on like 7 AM Sunday morning, the new modular build. It looks really nice. Havelock Fishing says a retention pond. Yeah, we could put some water in here. Actually, might not be a bad idea. Unless anybody else has got any other better ideas than that, I think maybe we go for some water here. You're kind of thinking something like this, how we did with the water treatment plant a couple of episodes ago. I think that might look quite nice from the air if we have kind of two little blotches of blue. I think that'd be pretty sweet. Let's give it a go, and we'll see how we work up. Let's hook this power up from another point so we have some space to work with here. Let's come up through there. And that should hook through. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's delete this road that I just placed, of course, and then make a little bit of a ditch. Let's have our brush size quite small, strength quite low as well. That sounds fun. I have no better ideas. Yeah, I think we're going to try out the pond. That's brush size is a little too deep, actually. A little too big, rather. Okay. And let's have it run all the way through. I do want a little bit of land either side. See. Let's empty this out, and we'll begin to kind of tidy up the garbage dump as well, because it looks a little bit naff. So that's one thing. Another thing on my wish list for Cities Skylines 2 is zonable garbage dumps, alongside the new zonable cemeteries. I would absolutely murder for that. Being stuck to that one little square is a nightmare, and having to spam them to meet the city's demand. I would much rather just have it as a zonable district. So it would actually be like, you know, a giant landfill site. Let's tidy up the cliff face a little bit. Bring this guy in. Kind of make sure we're sticking to lots of nice right angles. And then again, along here as well. And we'll bring this guy up. Okay. So maybe push this side out back to the road a little. Would help if I was on the right tool. Okay, I think we're probably still a little shallow. Let's go down a touch more. Just take out this ditch. Okay, let's place the water source and of course flood the city in doing so. There we go. So we'll see how that works. We'll just let it stabilise on 3 speed for a moment. Sorry, citizens. Could you imagine if this actually happened in a real life city? If you just had you just kind of walk into work one day and all of a sudden water just spawns out of nothing and begins to flood your town. To be fair, that's kind of what happens in Cumbria when it rains. We get a lot of flooding kind of instantaneously. Can you get keys in here? Shoreline required? Yeah, we can. We can get a key. How would that look? I don't know, maybe what do you guys think? Or maybe just up along one side, maybe along the industrial side? Would that be the best way to do it? Let's terraform that a little further here. Right up to here. I don't know about the key. Let me know if you guys are feeling that. Let's definitely get a path right alongside it down to the bottom. And then we'll bring this up to here. Got a little more janky quick cliff generation going on here. Let's see if we can tidy this up. And we'll see if we can squeeze this through. Let's try with it snapping on. See, it should let us snap in. Yes, it does. We can actually get it all the way around. Maybe that is actually what we do. Let's tidy up the terraform a little here. Let's bring it in just ever so slightly. I actually hate working with keys. I wish I had key anarchy mod active, because they are an absolute bitch to snap into each other. Okay, let's make sure that snapping is on for this final one. Let's bring this guy down and then across. Okay, so that's going to give us a nice little body of water. Let's raise the water level ever so much. And I think we'll probably delete this road along the back without hopefully deleting the key. And then we'll hook them up via this network instead. I don't think we'll put that road back up there because we'll have everyone funnel through this part of town. I think I'll be fairly happy with that. Let's get some paths kind of going around this place. And we'll see how we begin to look. So start from the corner with our freeform tool. And kind of begin to get a bit of a nice snaking pattern going on. Let's hook up to this corner as well, and then it can curve around the retention pond here, and then just almost maneuver its way back around the other side. See, it'd be really nice if we could like turn this into a business park with a lot of office space and some nice trees, but the garbage is going to ruin it. Why are you complaining? Oh, because you don't have plastics. You shouldn't even be turned on. You know what? I think we should actually move the bakery over to the farm. Can we get him in anywhere? Yeah, we can. So there's flour and animal products here and crops, so yeah, the bakery makes sense to be over by the farm rather than it over here. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so a nice little business park here would have been nice. I guess we can still do it, we'll just have to deal with the dead trees until we move the garbage dump. Let's get some office zoning in here. We'll switch back to some amusement park paths. Actually, no, I think they're a little bit too garish for this area. Let's go for the regular ones. Some nice city park stuff. And let's make sure we snap to the grid. And I'll come through from this point. Hook up to there. And then we'll start to get some 4x4 office zonings in here. Probably 3 here as well. Use rocks and shrubs near the dump, says Havelock Fishing. Do shrubs not rot near the dump? Do they not go bad? Let's have a look. Yeah, see, they kind of turn into, if you compare this to over here, you know, they go really crap, unless you mean kind of the undergrowth. Does the undergrowth die here? So that's kind of it in the nice green stuff. Yeah, I guess we could use shrubs. Yes, we could. People are still flooding here. You guys should be okay. Nobody else is still flooding, are they? No, everyone's good. I don't know. What does everyone think of Havelock Fishing's idea of using shrubs by the dump as opposed to moving the dump entirely? Let's kind of get people's thoughts and opinions on that. You can kind of see the difference between the two. So when it's placed in unpolluted land, you can see it's a little bit kind of a much darker green. Kind of fades out a little bit here. That's what people think about it. I think in the green part of the kind of unpolluted land, we're going to have a little bit of a tree line up and against the retention pool. So let's make sure that we're hooking up to any little junctions that we can here. Over there as well. Is that all of them? Yeah, that should do. And this needs to be a regular road now. Brego says I'd move the dump. Okay. We'll see how other people kind of feel about that as well. In myself, I just think, you know, we want this area to be quite, you know, this isn't the dirty industry of Bogusia. This is the nice, clean, modern, technologically beautiful part where we have our nice little water dump here. We have the nuclear complex, and you know, this is just kind of a brown stain. That looks a little bit horrible. Have a lot of fishing. Are you able to put a dock, pier, or cafe in the pond? I think we will be able to if it's a park area. I'm pretty sure that the water buildings will want a road connection. Yeah, they will. Brego says, anyway, got to head back to work. Have a good one. Yeah, cheers for stopping by, buddy. We'll hopefully catch you another one soon. Thank you for getting involved in the comments today. Really appreciate it, man. We can maybe try some of the park life ones. These might fit in. Like, we have a couple of piers here. Yeah, okay, let's make this a park area. Doesn't have to be a massive one. Just make it a nice little kind of business park. We'll follow the road network around. I'll bring it all through here and then just cover it all in. Let's see if we can get that pier in. Oh, it wants a gate, for God's sake. Okay, let's just give it a small one. Where's the best place to put it? Let's go for right in the middle here. And then we'll hook up with the roads. Okay, attempt number 4. Let's see if we can have a pier in here. So we have 2 piers. There is one with a roof and one without. Okay. I think I prefer the one without the one without the roof on it. Let's have a little look at trying to make a bit of a fuss of the detail of kind of the entry to the pier. Let's grab a bit of shrubbery. So just so you know, it isn't just left by itself. We have a little bit of a detail, just to kind of introduce the area. Maybe slightly taller tree than that, I think. Let's go for maybe a couple of these. And then I do want a tree to line the entire outside of it as well. So let's go for a brush strength of probably 0.7. And then has a very limited border. Cannot build on water. This place is still overflowing. Maybe we need to bring the water level down a little. Oh yeah, because it's actually registering as here. That's my bad. Let's bring it down a touch. That should tidy it up. And let's continue. Let's there's very small, minute spaces where we can get these things in. Come on, there is a sweet spot there. I already know there is. So small. Okay, and then we'll just follow the path along. So it's about here that they're going to start to die. Let's bring them in anyway. And we'll see what we look like. Let's have some along here as well. Okay, maybe now we actually have this as a park area. Maybe we can include some park assets in here. So we could get an info booth in. The restroom might look good. And let's throw in a cafe for good measure as well. Although, where would be the best place for this? Alongside here, maybe? It's a very kind of unusual park. See, it'd be nice to include this like in the middle of a bunch of tall offices. Right now it just almost seems plastered onto the side of the road without too much thought. Like something in here would be acceptable, I feel. Maybe we can do that. Maybe let's extend the park out. So let's grab our park paint tool and we'll bring it down along here. Let's just kind of trim up that road a little bit. There we go. And yeah, let's have this road in as well, where we have the actual park asset. And then let's throw in a side gate, kind of along here. Maybe a little further along actually. Let's go for like right there. And then I wonder if we can do something pretty nice here. So I'm going to have a road that comes out. To about there. And then I'm going to paint what district is this in? Riverlands Industrial Park. Okay, so let's cut out this part of the district and paint in a new one. Just a very, very small district. Nothing too major. Then we're going to apply the IT cluster to this and zone that as so. Actually, let's make sure that we get the right road shape in here because I want this to be quite a grand building. Let's go ahead and unzone that. Hopefully you guys can kind of see what I'm trying to do here is place in a building that will kind of focus as the center point of the park. Let's delete this road because it's getting in the way for right now. Okay, so that's going to give us a 6x4. Let's try and rework that a little. Okay, so we can get a 4x4 in. Maybe we go for 2. We'll probably struggle. What's the length here? 300. Okay, that's fine. We can rebuild that highway bridge a little higher just for the sake of having this road in exactly here as we want it. Then we'll have 2 what will become very large skyscrapers in the middle of the park. And then let me go ahead and grab this highway road. Which way is it? It's two lane one direction. Let's go ahead and turn that snapping off. And then we'll bring him down like this. Okay, now it's going to hook him up nicely. Okay, so let's leave that to play. And then we'll see what we end up with. Let's go ahead and kind of build the park around that now. So I guess we'll have one over here. And then again over here. And then I'm going to link that up with some very nice kind of flowing park path. We do have a little bit of industrial demand, so it should build through. I have one along here. Let's kind of get one through here as well. Okay, then I think we will fence it off. So let's go for our straight road. And bring it down here. So we'll just fence off the outer roads. And we're getting these skyscrapers in now. So we'll see what they begin to look like. And then this guy can just hook up to this place. And then right along this side as well. So we may end up doing something similar like this in one of the modular builds sometimes. Kind of like an a fancy business park. Don't think I like the paths. Let's rework them to be more in line with the grid and angle. So they are kind of like perfectly in line. Maybe one more. I don't want that building there. I want 2 skyscrapers here. So we want the nice big tall buildings. I think we're going to have to continue this fence up along here as well, aren't we? Just so it kind of looks a little bit weird where it just ends like that. It's going to box off this business park quite nicely as well, I think. That's fine. Still eat that one there. Okay, let's get some trees in here. I think I just want some quite understated plain green ones. That's probably a little too many actually. Let's go for a touch fewer than that. Let's bring the strength up. Just kind of paint some of these in. Let's catch all this area as well, so it's a little bit blended. It's not just kind of immediately starts. And then let's have a look how we're looking. Let's turn our UI off. I think that's alright. I think we could have definitely expanded on that idea. And I think we actually will in a modular build, is to build kind of a business park. In the sense that it is businesses inside a park. So you guys can probably hear the vape pen, can't you? I need to learn not to do that on stream. Okay. I think it's alright. We'll definitely expand on that in a modular build so we can do something different with that. I feel like this street corner needs to be a little more important. So let's get a nice big block of dense commercial along there. And then maybe a whole bunch of office zoning right up along here as well. Let's go ahead and hook that path up. I think we just need to start zoning. I think we're spending too much time worrying about how things are going to look. Let's bring that in. And then let's begin to see if we can develop a bit of a high street theme around here. We'll probably have some dense commercial in this space. Maybe some... No, not there. I do want a few nice green kind of patches and blotches around here. I think maybe it's the road as well. Maybe the road is kind of murdering the vibe. Let's upgrade it into a tree road. Right the way up to the junction. Just kind of see how we feel about that. Let's add that police and fire station back in. We should be able to find a spot for these guys. Let's fire station there, and the police station in here. Matthew Howard said, "Whoa, that building is friggin' enormous." Yeah, it is. It's kind of got a World Trade Center vibe going on about it, hasn't it? Kind of the Twin Towers. I think I like it. I think I do. I would probably say this is... Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. This is a nice idea to kind of build IT specialized office space within a park area. So it essentially becomes a business park, right? But we didn't give ourselves enough room to properly flesh out the idea, I think, is what I don't like about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. So kind of lots of simple trees dotted around. With two very large buildings in the park. I think we'll probably try the idea again when we come back to working on the downtown in the episodes. We'll probably try it in one of these big squares that we've got here. So maybe like this square right here would be a perfect chance to try that. We're not going to do that today because that's an episode build to work on this part of the downtown. But yeah, probably over here, I imagine would be the best place to build something like that. We'll have to wait and see. You'll have to stay tuned to the City Skylines build, guys. Matthew Howard said, is it like IT office building but level 5? No, so the IT specialization buildings don't have levels. They are just one block. Once they spawn in, they are essentially level 5 already. But because it's IT specialized, you get these big ass skyscrapers. So it's the same specialization that we have over here. You know, with a whole bunch of in that kind of World Commercial Trade Center. We have a lot of these over here, kind of in and amongst, if we take the UI off for a moment here, kind of in and amongst these plazas, we've got some nice tall skyscrapers with metro in them. It's the vibe we were going for anyway. But yeah, that's what we were attempting to work on. And it's the same thing that we've just built over here. Two skyscrapers in the park, so it essentially becomes a business park is the idea. Because right now we are trying to work on the transition from dense residential down into dense industrial. Oh, look at the trees, man. They look awful. Yeah, we'll definitely be moving the garbage dump. It's it totally taints this area. As they begin to empty, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're just going to get everything emptying right now. It's probably going to cripple the city with garbage, but they just have to be moved. Like, they are just awful. Let's get every single one of them emptying. Get rid of them. So I don't mind having kind of stuff like this, where we have two recycling centres kind of by the roadside. I think that looks okay. But it's kind of like, you know, it's a little mini industrial area within the suburban region. But not like this. This is just... there's too much of it. It just looks gross. Okay, let's have a little walk down Main Street and see what details we've missed out on. Let's take a live city tour. Let's take a little city tour through the downtown Main Street and see how we're thinking. So kind of arriving from this central point, have these two big avenues going down, and we've got a nice kind of nice frontage going on now, nice high street feel, and a lot of nice park area up alongside the residential block. Lots of people moving around here. Again, there's no real major traffic issues right now. Backing up a little bit here. And if we leave this on 3-speed, this should hopefully clear any moment now. Are you guys having difficulty? Look at them, man. They're so stupid. Use the other lanes. Fools. Matthew Howard says, pretty cool, man. How to build the IT building that huge. I never succeeded building something that enormous, or maybe my potato PC won't allow it, perhaps. No, so to get the larger IT specialization buildings, all you have to do is, obviously, in your district zoning, you need to have your IT cluster selected on that zone. And then your zoning tiles need to be 4x4 to get the largest possible buildings. So if we built one, like right here, that's just 2x2, then it isn't going to be this big. So just make sure that if you want to go for specific building placement, make sure that your zoning squares are 4x4 to get the largest possible buildings. Otherwise you'll end up with like little tiny ones like this one, which is obviously not what you want. So yeah, 4x4 zoning squares and IT cluster on your specialization, and you'll get stuff that looks like that. That's simple. Okay. Main Street, where are we? Okay, looks like I need to sort that out. Something for the to-do list. Residential parks are still as busy as ever. How many people are actually coming out of this end? Yeah, there's a fair few. Again, I don't think there's any kind of major details that are missing from Main Street at the moment. It's all looking fairly nice. We have a bunch of people trying to leave the stadium. Oh, because... Wait, did I delete the metro station here? Oh, I did. Okay, guys, prime example right now of why you should have public transport right next to your stadiums and kind of big attractive buildings. Because a lot of them are driving and clogging the road up. Okay, I don't know why. I deleted that metro station. Why would I have done that? Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead and place in another metro again. Let's bring it in front of the monorail. I honestly don't remember doing that. Let's bring them around and hook them up again. There we go. And then wait for the line to snap back in, and add a stop. Wonderful. Okay, I honestly don't remember doing that with the metro line. Let's go ahead and kind of tidy up this kind of empty patch of land that we've got over here. Let's have a look at some park assets. And I think we'll kind of use the same philosophy that we had with the design of the grass in front of the stadium to tidy this area up. Let's bring some of our favourite plant pots in. And again, we'll just kind of actually have some... Let's have a little path that runs either side of the metro station. Here we can't snap onto the middle node. because we're building with odd numbers. That's fine. Okay. So we have 5 viewers at the moment. Hello everybody. If there are some new people, I think we've gone up and down tonight. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. If I haven't already asked you before, and if you are, then I hope that the build guide live is making it even better for you. Let's kind of just plop some of these in. Just leave it up to there. So I really wish that, like, you know, console players could have access to these props, like the ones that are already in the game. Because you can find these on all different buildings. It's only the more beautification mod that gives you access to them. As kind of ploppable props. Well, I think really they should be in the base game. You know, they've already been designed. They're already there. Kind of seems silly to not give them out to console players. Okay, let's go for a couple of nice little tree designs. Let's have a couple of pink ones, and we'll just kind of mirror the tree pattern as you're moving closer towards the middle. And then let's do something cute like that. How are we doing there right now? I think that's okay. Certainly tidies up what would otherwise be another boring area. Still got a whole bunch of work to do down here as well. I am also really liking that skyline view. Kind of right down the metro line here, so we're looking into the financial district and down into the riverside downtown where this enormous skyscraper is along the bottom. Let's take a little drive down and see how we look. Starting to look really good now, the downtown area. Coming by Central Park. I think we need to redesign these buildings here, kind of along the back of the Central Park. They need tidying up a little bit. This is also a great way to see how your city looks from a totally different angle. Let's kind of head across the bridge. Let's keep following the road. And keep passing by Central Park. And then we'll take a left and come over the bridge. And then we'll come down the bridge and head over it. Let's take a little drive through the residential streets and arrive into the downtown. Yeah, still lots of work to do over here. Well, this is a real good view, heading straight down into lots of kind of dense, very dense tall buildings, and a bunch of people flying out of the metro station as well. How's the metro doing here? 392. It's not the highest it's ever been. Figures have dropped. And how about our ports? So interestingly enough, since we dropped in the metro station outside this port, which was the second one we placed, this port now barely receives any traffic at all. Now if we take a moment here just to kind of view the ferry lines coming in, they're using the port I just said they weren't. You couldn't write it. How many people is he dropping off? Only 27. This guy's got 100. Oh, still horrendous flipping. Anyway. Yeah, so like this one used to be mega busy and this one had none, but now it has the metro outside is getting a lot, which is interesting. Okay. Let's have a look at how our kind of riverside nightlife is beginning to look. That's okay. I think I want, let's delete this path right here. I think I want this whole roundabout actually surrounded with commercial. Let's delete that as well, and then get some in there. I mean, we'll build these paths back. Let's come ahead and grab, I think it's the zoo path we used here. Yeah, it was. Squeeze it in there. And then we use the amusement park path for here. So let's go ahead and just... So we probably just don't need one there. Let's just put it straight across. Just like that. And then we'll repeat that bush pattern that we had. A little stronger. So this roundabout is looking quite nice now, actually. Nice little path, couple of trees through the middle, similar to what we just built over by the stadium, actually, with kind of the mirrored tree pattern. And I'm usually not a fan of building on roundabouts. Holy crap, look at all the cargo ships. They are flying in. So much cargo to go. It's hilarious. So yeah, I'm not usually a fan of building on roundabouts, but I think with the leisure specialisation, it does work quite nicely. I think, anyway. I might be totally wrong. It might look awful. Yeah, I really hope they upgrade the ship pathing AI in cities too. Like, you know, you wouldn't... like, this is a prime example. Like, make one of these ships hold 300 people. Surely that would be the resolution to that, no? No, let's spam in 3 enormous cruise liners in one go. I'm pretty sure, don't cruise liners in real life hold like thousands of people anyway? But yeah, that just kind of ruins the immersion as ships like morph out of one another. But anyway, you know, I'm picking out discrepancies now. H4R13 says, I keep finding it amazing how you and others make such nice cities. All I keep doing is gridding all out. Yeah, man. Well, first of all, thank you. I'm glad that you think the cities we make here on the channel are nice. Yeah, like, you know, it's like gridding is great for, you know, very packed in downtown areas. Like we have a grid pattern laid out right here, and we've used it here as well. You can see the grids in all the roads. But you know, we even have a grid pattern over on the island as well. Like this is where we started the city. On Rothwaite Parks and Fremwood Parks over here. But where do we take, like, you know, just try, like, if you usually find if you're stuck in doing grids, then you're kind of stuck in doing the pattern. So just take a different pattern. You know, try some circles, try some triangles. Like, you know, we try to implement some kind of cliffside housing here using lots of different waves. So if you want to break out of your grid pattern, turn off all your snapping and use your freeform road tool. You'll stop doing grids immediately, and just play with some different shapes until you find something that looks nice. But you know, gridding is good. You know, don't just write gridding off as a horrible thing, never to be used again. And yeah, got some nice shots of the trains coming down here as well now. How long we've been up for an hour and a half already? God damn, stream goes crazy fast. But I think we probably will actually call it there, guys, because I am absolutely starving. I need to go and grab dinner. Thank you very much for watching. For those of you that stopped by the stream today, we've had a fairly busy one, actually, and we've already had 4 likes on the stream so far, so thank you guys for dropping a like on it. It really does mean a lot, and it really helps out the channel as well. I think we're like 445 subscribers at the moment, which is like crazy good. Never ever expected that. I know I say that like every single time now, but honestly, it really does mean a lot. There's going to be a Cities Skylines build guide episode out on Saturday. Next video will be Saturday now with the build guide. And then we've got another modular build taking place on Sunday. And that is going to be looking at how you can build a green commercial park. And it ended up turning out really nicely. Someone just dropped another like on the video as well, so whoever that was, thank you. Yeah, so that turned out really nicely. That'll be up on Sunday morning, so don't forget to check that out if you want something new to build in your city. Maybe try a green commercial park on the Sunday. And then we'll probably be back with a live stream on Sunday as well, carrying on the detailing that happens from whatever build we do on Saturday. I'm not sure what we've done yet, but we'll definitely do something. But that's it, guys. I'm going to go and grab some dinner. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll speak to you all soon. Have a great day, everyone. I will speak to you all later this week.